1,
2, 3, 4,
5.
6.
Have you ever wondered how someone came up with the idea of folding something like a crane out of paper? I know I have. So today we're going to talk about the history of origami. First, we're going to talk about the invention and spread of paper folding. After that, we're going to talk about traditional origami. Then, we're going to talk about origami of today. And last, we're going to talk about the most famous type of origami, which is the paper crane. So, first, the invention of spread and paper folding started with the invention of paper and the paper making process. This was invented by a man named Kai Lun in about 105 AD. After the invention and spread of paper folding began its spread throughout Japan and other parts of Asia, this was mostly due to Buddhist monks about in the 6th century. Following the spread of paper folding into Asia came its spread into Europe. Now, one of the main places it spread was into Spain, and according to the Origami Resource Center, they think this was due to the Silk Route, and that was the trading route between Asia and Europe, and this was between the 8th and 12th century. Now we'll move on to traditional paper folding. Now, initially paper folding was very formal, and it was not something people did recreationally. This was mostly because the cost of paper was very high, and it's not something people could do just for fun. Now, there were 3 types of traditional paper folding that were mostly used. The first was called origami suki. This was folding a piece of paper that accompanied a very valuable gift, and the piece of paper served as its certificate of authenticity for the gift. Now, a second type of paper folding was called noshi. This was also a folded piece of paper accompanying the gift, but it served as a token of good fortune. It wasn't a certificate of authenticity. The last type of traditional paper folding was tsutsumi. This was folding paper into gift wrapping. Now, they folded the paper very intricately, and it symbolized the sincerity and the purity of the gift being given. Now we will talk about origami of today. Origami was not actually used, the term, until about the 1890s, and the word is broken up into 2 parts. Ori meaning to fold, and kami meaning paper. So together it means to fold paper. Now, origami was not officially documented until 1797 in 2 books. One was titled Folding of 1,000 Cranes, and another was titled Window on Midwinter. Now, these 2 books talked about Japanese culture as a whole, but they contained sections on origami. This page is actually from Folding of 1,000 Cranes. It's a picture of the crane and some instructions on how to fold it. Now, as origami was beginning, it was more formal, and it began to transition into being more recreational. Now, this transition happened in about the 19th century due to a man by the name of Frederick Forbel. Now, he's actually the founder of the modern education system, and he saw origami as a teaching aid for children in their child development. Now, following the transition from more formal into more recreational came the transition of origami as an art form. This happened around the 1920s and 30s. Now, this was due to a man by the name of Joseph Albers, and he taught at the Daus Design School, where he taught an origami class. This influenced many modern artists that do origami today. Now, the final step in the transformation from origami as a formal activity into something more recreational was the creation of the formal origami symbols. These symbols are a standard set of symbols that describe how to fold paper into models. Now, this is still used today. These symbols were founded by 2 men, one by the name of Akira Yoshitsuna and another by the name of Sam Rendlet. Now, finally, we're going to talk about the Japanese crane. This is the most famous type of origami, and it is a universal symbol of peace. Now, legend says that if someone folds 1,000 paper cranes, their true wish will come true. Now, this is the reason why the paper crane is so famous. A young girl by the name of Sadako Sasaki was a victim of the Hiroshima bombing, and she had the goal, while she was in the hospital, to fold 1,000 paper cranes in order to end world suffering and peace. So, when she was in the hospital, she didn't really achieve this goal. She died before it happened. However, her friends and family and the other children in the hospital achieved the goal for her. Now, there is a statue held in her honor at the Hiroshima Peace Park, and every year, on the date of her death, children come and make paper cranes to try to advocate the idea that she was going for world peace. Now, I hope you enjoyed our talk. In conclusion, we will remember that origami started as something very formal and moved on to being something more recreational that everyone can do. So hopefully someday you can go home and fold a paper crane for world peace too. Thank you.